Have you ever wondered why you think the way you do? Why certain struggles keep repeating in your life? Or why you attract specific kinds of people, energy, and opportunities? What if the answer was hidden in something so simple, so close to you, so overlooked, that you've carried it since the day you were born? Because according to ancient Buddhist numerology and Eastern philosophy, the last digit of your birth year carries a vibration, an element code, that shapes your destiny, your personality, and even your spiritual path. This is not superstition. This is the energetic foundation behind many Buddhist monks' understanding of human nature. Why some people are peaceful, why some burn with ambition, why some collapse under pressure, and why some rise like warriors. And in this video, I'm going to reveal what the last digit of your birth year means and how it silently influences your life. You will be shocked. Before we go deeper, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because you don't want to miss the wisdom coming next. Now let's begin. Buddhism teaches that life moves through 5 elements: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. Every soul vibrates with the energy of one of these elements, and the last digit of your birth year reveals which one guides your journey. Let's decode yours. 0 and 1, metal element. If your birth year ends with 0 or 1, you were born under the metal element, and this is not a small thing. It is the mark of a soul forged in fire, pressure, and silence. Metal energy is the energy of precision, discipline, and unshakable inner strength. People like you carry a sharpness that others can feel the moment you enter a room. You are the kind of person who doesn't get lost in crowds, doesn't get swept away by drama, and doesn't crumble when life becomes chaotic. You stay steady. You stay focused. You think clearly, act decisively, and move through life with a sense of calm authority that makes others respect you without you even asking for it. But Buddhism teaches something powerful. Metal can build a sword, or it can build a cage. And this is where your real journey begins. Because your strength, if not balanced with softness, can turn into something heavy, a burden you carry alone. When your metal energy is aligned, you become unstoppable. You cut through lies. You see people's true intentions. You make decisions with courage and clarity, and you rise above the noise of the world. You become the person others look up to when everything is falling apart. But when your metal energy becomes imbalanced, you become your own enemy. You start demanding perfection from yourself. You become too strict, too hard, too unforgiving. You close your heart to protect yourself, but in doing so, you isolate yourself emotionally. The same strength that once protected you begins to imprison you, exactly like a beautiful sword locked inside its own sheath. Buddhism says that metal is powerful, but it must learn warmth, softness, and flow. So your spiritual path is not to become stronger. You already are. Your path is to learn compassion toward yourself, to release the need for control, to stop judging your mistakes like they define you, to understand that letting go doesn't mean losing strength. It means gaining inner freedom. Because the moment metal allows water to flow around it, the moment it learns to bend without breaking, something incredible happens. Your real power awakens. You become a force that is both firm and gentle, both determined and compassionate. And that is the kind of strength that transforms not just your life, but everyone connected to you. 2 and 3, water element. If your birth year ends with 2 or 3, you carry the water element, and that makes your soul one of the rarest and most powerful in ways most people will never understand. Water is not loud, but it is unstoppable. It doesn't break things by force. It shapes them with patience, persistence, and quiet strength. And you, without even realizing it, move through life the same way. You have a depth inside you that others can feel even when you say nothing. Your intuition is sharp, your emotions are wise, and your presence has a calming effect that many people secretly depend on. You are the kind of person people come to when their world is falling apart, because being near you feels like sitting beside a peaceful river, grounding, soothing, healing. Buddhism teaches that water is the most powerful element not because it fights, but because it flows. And eventually, everything, even mountains, must shape themselves around it. But this gift has a shadow. Water, when it loses movement, becomes still, and still water becomes a swamp. And this is your greatest danger: overthinking, drifting, losing direction, letting life happen instead of steering it. Because you are adaptable, you adjust to people even when they don't deserve your softness. Because you are calm, you stay silent even when your heart is hurting. Because you're compassionate, you forgive too quickly and give too much. You absorb emotions like an ocean absorbs waves, and sometimes that leaves you drained, confused, or lost in your own thoughts. Your soul wants to move, to flow, to expand, but your mind holds you still. This is where your Buddhist path becomes powerful. Water is meant to flow, but with awareness. Your destiny is not to become rigid or harsh, but to learn where to direct your energy, your kindness, and your heart. Be flexible, but never bend so much that you break yourself. Be kind, but never let people drink your peace until you are empty. Be calm, but never become passive in your own story. When water flows with purpose, it carves valleys, nourishes life, and becomes a force of nature that nothing can stop. And that is exactly who you become when you take control of your direction. Quiet but unstoppable, gentle but powerful, peaceful but incredibly strong. Your greatest strength is not in fighting, but in flowing forward with intention. And the moment you choose your path instead of drifting through life, your true power rises like a tide that no one can hold back. For and 5, wood element. If your birth year ends with 4 or 5, you carry the wood element, and that means your soul was built for growth, expansion, and possibility. Wood is the tree that stretches toward the sky even after storms have torn its branches. It bends, but it does not surrender. And people born under this element possess that same unbreakable spirit. You are a visionary, someone who always sees what others cannot. You think in ideas, in dreams, in potential. Your mind is wired to build, to create, to improve, to transform. There is a fire inside you that pushes you to rise higher, explore deeper, and never settle for a small life. Buddhism teaches that what represents life, force energy, the power of nature that refuses to stop growing. And that is exactly what you carry within your soul. But your gift comes with its own battles. Wood can bend beautifully, but if pulled too far, it snaps. And your greatest struggle is not weakness, it is overflowing strength. You think fast, feel intensely, and dream in all directions. This makes you ambitious, creative, and unstoppable, but it also makes you restless. Your mind jumps from idea to idea, goal to goal, without giving you time to breathe. You want everything at once, and when things move slowly, frustration builds inside you like pressure inside a growing tree. You get impatient. You get angry at yourself. You feel like you're running out of time, even when you're not. And sometimes, your desire to grow becomes so overwhelming that you end up scattered instead of rising steady and strong. This is where your Buddhist path comes in. A tree only becomes mighty when its roots are deep. Your destiny is not to chase everything. Your destiny is to anchor yourself, choose one direction, and rise with unstoppable force. You don't need more ideas. You need focus. You don't need more speed. You need grounding. When your energy is centered, your potential becomes limitless. You become the kind of person who doesn't just dream, you build. You don't just imagine the future, you shape it. When wood energy finds balance, its growth is unbelievable. It becomes a forest. It becomes shelter, strength, and life itself. Your destiny is greatness, but you will only reach it when you stop scattering your power across 1,000 paths. Choose one dream that sets your soul on fire, and rise like the tree that refuses to bow to storms. That is when your true strength awakens, not loud, not rushed, but steady, rooted, and unstoppable. 6 and 7, fire element. If your birth year ends with 6 or 7, then you carry the fire element, and that means your soul is not ordinary, it was born burning. Fire is passion, intensity, charisma, courage, and raw human electricity. And you, whether you realize it or not, walk through this world like a flame in human form. People notice you without knowing why. They feel your presence before you speak. You shine in a way that is impossible to dim. Your energy can inspire, motivate, uplift, and ignite the hearts of others. In Buddhism, fire represents transformation, the power to burn away the old and create something new. And that is exactly what you do. You don't just live life, you light it. You bring warmth, hope, excitement, and and emotion wherever you go. But every flame has a shadow. Fire warms, but fire also burns. And your greatest strength is also your greatest danger. You love deeply, sometimes too deeply. You trust quickly, sometimes too quickly. Your passion is intense, your emotions are fierce, and when you care about something, you give everything without holding back. This makes you unforgettable, but it also leaves you vulnerable to heartbreak, disappointment, and emotional exhaustion. You burn bright, but you burn fast. You push yourself until you collapse. You give until you're empty. You feel so much, so deeply, that your heart becomes both your weapon and your wound. Buddhism teaches that uncontrolled fire destroys, not because it is evil, but because it is powerful. And this is where your spiritual mission becomes sacred. You are not meant to extinguish your flame. Never. Your purpose is to master it, to learn when to blaze, when to warm, and when to rest. To stop setting yourself on fire just to keep others warm. To stop letting your emotions take over your entire life. To channel your passion with direction and discipline. Because when fire is controlled, it becomes a lamp, a guiding light, a beacon, a force that brings clarity, vision, and transformation. And when your energy becomes focused instead of chaotic, you become the kind of person who doesn't just inspire a few, but influences millions. Your journey is not about becoming calm. It's about becoming purposeful. Your fire was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to light your path and illuminate the world around you. Once you learn to guide your flame, your life stops being chaotic and starts becoming extraordinary. And that is when your true destiny begins. 8 and 9, Earth Element. If your birth year ends with 8 or 9, you carry the Earth Element, and that means your soul is built on stability, wisdom, patience, and grounding energy. People like you are the quiet anchors of this world, the ones who remain steady when everything else is falling apart. You don't panic easily. You don't break under pressure. You don't run from responsibilities. Instead, you stand firm, like the earth beneath everyone's feet. Buddhism teaches that earth energy represents calmness, reliability, and inner maturity, the qualities monks cultivate for years. But you were born with them. Your presence alone brings peace. People trust you instinctively. They feel safe with you. They confide in you. They lean on you, because your energy feels like home. But here lies the truth that most people will never see. Even the strongest ground can crack. Because the earth element has a shadow. You carry too much. You give too much. And you forget yourself while taking care of everyone else. Your heart becomes a shelter for others, a space where people place their worries, fears, and pain, and you absorb it silently. You become the one who fixes everything, who listens to everyone, who stays strong even when you feel weak inside. And because you are dependable, people assume you don't need help. They assume you don't break. They assume you're fine. But you are human, and the weight of the world, when carried alone, becomes heavy enough to bury your own needs, your own dreams, your own emotional well-being. This is where your Buddhist path becomes essential. The earth element must learn balance, not because you are weak, but because even mountains need time to rest, recover, and rebuild. You cannot heal others while ignoring your own wounds. You cannot carry everyone while slowly sinking yourself. Buddhism teaches that true wisdom isn't in giving everything. It's in knowing when to give, when to pause, and when to protect your own peace. Your path is to set boundaries without guilt, to say no without fear, to step back when your soul is tired, to finally choose yourself the way you have always chosen others. Because when the earth element is rested, restored, and respected, it becomes unshakable. Your strength becomes deeper, your wisdom becomes brighter, and your presence becomes even more grounding. Only then does your earth energy transform into its highest form. Not just stability, but spiritual strength, a kind of calm power that uplifts others without draining yourself. Your heart doesn't just hold people, it nurtures them. But now, it's time to nurture yourself too. As we conclude, every digit carries a message. Every element carries a destiny. And Buddhism reminds us that nothing in your life is random. Not your birth, not your struggles, not your path. The last digit of your birth year is not an accident. It is a map, a mirror, a quiet whisper of who you are meant to become. If this opened your eyes, if you learned something powerful today, then like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs this wisdom. This is your journey, and your element is your guide. Let the transformation begin.